Alright, welcome back to another video, sponsored by Celsius, apparently, maybe, one day. So in today's video, I'm going to be walking you through the solution to if you are running some form of high ticket phone call funnel and you have a sales team that are constantly complaining that the leads are low quality and that the leads are broke. Well, in fact, that's probably not the case, and there's some things that you can do to make sure that you do eliminate the broke people and your sales team is only speaking to people who can actually afford your services, and not only that, people who are actually serious about affording your services. Now, one thing I actually have to say before diving into the main content is this is one of the biggest objections that the sales team will have. They will always blame the leads, right? Just know that they will always come to you and they will always say, the leads are trash, the leads are broke, they've got no money, the marketing sucks, like I can't do my job properly because the leads are broke. When in fact, 99% of salespeople are shit. They are bad at the job, they suck at sales, and they can't comprehend that they're not very good and they're insecure about it. And the only way that they can make themselves feel better about themselves and their piss poor performance on the phone is if they actually just blame the leads. And that's the easiest thing for them to do. So first off, don't always believe what your sales team says, because they will very easily jump and point the gun at the marketing and say, hey, all the leads are bad, when really they're just bad at the job. So you either need to train your sales team consistently or fire them and find better salespeople. Just wanted to put that out there because all salespeople have this thing where they just blame the lead quality and they never blame themselves. They never take accountability. So that's number one. But if you are sure and positive that your sales team are good and they can close if they speak to the right people, but they are just getting unqualified people on the phone with them, then this is what you can do, right? So number one, you want to make it harder for people to book in a phone call with you. And I know this is a bit counterintuitive, right? Because everyone talks about volume, pump volume, we need more leads, get people on the calendar, book out your calendar, we need more appointments, right? But honestly, what's the point? If the leads suck, if they're broke, if it's pissing your sales teams off, and if it's burning them out, then it's no good getting high ticket phone calls booked for $50 each if none of them fucking buy. It's all about the conversions, right? So what you want to do in this case, if you're getting really cheap phone calls booked from your ads, then you want to make it harder for someone to book in a call with you. So the first way you can do that is have more steps in your funnel. So don't just go straight from the ad to a video or a calendar page where they can book in a call. Make them opt in first. Maybe add more application steps throughout the funnel. And that's another one. You want to add an application, right? So what most people do is they'll just send them to like a video. It'll explain about the offer, ask them to book in a call, and it'll send them through to a Calendly link, right? And people will book on Calendly. But what you want to do is add an application form like Jot form, Type form, something like that, that just adds that extra step. You will get less conversions. Your cost per book call will be more expensive, but adding that extra step in there will disqualify the unserious people. People are so friggin' lazy these days that they won't even fill out an application. So that will weed out some of the time wasters just by having that in your funnel. Number two, you want to disqualify, well, this is not two, this is 1.2. You want to disqualify, and that does say disqualify, trust me, but you want to disqualify people on your application as well. So you should have a qualification question inside your application. Something along the lines of asking them around their income so you know how much money they make. Now, for business coaching, it's very easy to ask a money-related question because it makes sense, right? If you're talking about business, if your offer is about business growth, then it's a very easy question to ask. What's your current monthly revenue? What was your revenue last year? It's a very easy question, right? But if you are a coach and you're not a business coach, and maybe you're a relationship coach, like a spiritual/life coach, right? You can't really ask them, hey, what's your income, right? Because it doesn't make sense and it will cause a lot of friction, and it's just going to create the image in the prospect's mind that they are going to get on the phone and you're just going to ask them to buy something straight away, which you might do, but we don't want them to think that, right? So you can't really ask them how much money they're making. So you want to ask them a question around their occupation. What do they do for work? This is a lighter question. You're not asking them how much money they make, But if they tell you what their occupation is, then you can have a good guess of what their potential income is, right? If they say that they, I don't know, pick up trash, right? They're a binman, and nothing against binmen, but they may not earn the most money in the world. Versus if they are a doctor or a lawyer, you can probably bet that the doctor and the lawyer has more disposable income to be able to spend and buy a coaching program. Now, the cool thing is about the income question, if you're doing business coaching, is that you can set it up where the application automatically disqualifies the people. Now, if you're doing the softer coaching and you have to ask them for your occupation, then they can probably still book a call. You'll just get your sales team to go through the application before the call, and they can cancel calls with anyone who they don't feel would be qualified. And then the final thing that we do to make it harder for someone to book in a call with you is we have a delay on the button that takes them to book a call. So for example, this is what most people do. This is the funnel page. They'll have a video here, right? And then they'll have a button underneath that says book call. And what most people do, and this is why a lot of people get unqualified calls, is that the lead will go to the page and without even watching the video, they will book the call, right? And maybe they don't show to the call. Maybe they do show to the call, but they haven't watched the video, so they're not really sold on the process, and therefore they are unqualified, right? And they might just give the money objection just because they don't really know what else to say. They're not sold on the process, and they might just say, hey, I don't have the money for this, right? It's an easy way out for a lead to say that. So this is a big reason why people have unqualified people on the phone, is because they make it too easy to book. So what we typically do is have at least a 5-minute timer on the page where the person has to be on the page for at least 5 minutes before this button pops up. And only after 5 minutes can they actually book a call. So that means at least the people who are booking calls with you have watched at least 5 minutes of your VSL. And if someone's watched 5 minutes, they're more likely to obviously watch the rest as well before they book a call. But it's just making sure that every lead who you speak to on the phone has properly gone through the material and has consumed the content that outlines your program, and therefore they are more likely to buy on the phone. Now, the second thing that we do is we add more qualifiers into the funnel and in our ads, on our landing pages, and on our VSLs. And they're basically just qualifying statements, right? So it goes along the lines of only book a call if. This is for you if you are X, right? And you're very clearly qualifying people to come through the funnel, and also at the same time disqualifying people. So for example, you can say to people, if you run a e-commerce advertising agency, if you're an e-commerce brand and you're not doing over 100K a month in revenue, then do not book a call with us. It is going to be a waste of both of our times. We can't help you. We appreciate you being here, but we can't help you. When you do get to 100K a month, you can come back to this page, right? So you're basically throughout the whole funnel telling people not to book a call. And again, it's counterintuitive because you potentially could help them, but you want to make sure that all the brokies who don't have any money don't book a call with you. So you want to add these statements in your ads, on your landing pages, inside your VSLs, even on the Calendly description as someone books a call with you. Say to them, if you are not doing this, if you are not above this number, if you are not this type of person, if you are not this type of business, do not book a call. It is going to be a waste of both of our times. And yes, you might double your cost per book call from your ad campaigns if you add this into the funnel. But again, like I said before, with these type of funnels, the game isn't volume, right? I know plenty of broke coaching businesses that have a packed calendar because they're having crappy ads who try and get everyone to book a call with them. It's super easy to book a call. They get on the phone, they're broke, they're not qualified, they're not interested, they've not consumed the content, and the sales team complain that the leads are crap. The leads aren't crap. The marketing process and the sales team are crap. And that's what needs to be fixed. And one of the ways in which to do this is have these qualifying statements and try and get a more expensive cost per book call, but your close rate on the phone is going to be higher. You're going to be more efficient. You're going to need less salespeople. Your salespeople are going to be happier. They're going to earn more money, and you're generally just going to have a healthier business. Now, the third thing that you want to do is optimize the post-booking sequence. So this is a mistake what most people do, right? They'll have a VSL, a fancy funnel, blah, 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 right? They'll get them to book in a call. And on that page, this is what the person sees after they book a call. It's typically, well, a lot of people, please don't do this. There's just like an image of someone and it just says, thank you. And that's it. That's all they see. They have this set up in their funnel, and then people wonder why people aren't coming on the phone ready to buy. It's ridiculous, right? And what most people do, they might try a little bit, right? And they might have a video, and the video is probably 2 minutes long. And the video goes along the lines of something like this. Hey, congrats on booking a call. Can't wait to help you achieve blah, blah, blah. Before the call, make sure that you show up early, quiet room, no distractions, bring business partners, whatever it is, right? People feel like that video, a 2-minute video where you basically tell them to show up in a quiet place so they can focus, so they can get the most value from the call. People feel like that is like the cheat code to getting qualified people to show up and ready to buy. And it might be, but maybe in like 2015 when this type of funnel for the online space was new, not now. Those videos are bullshit. If this is what your process looks like, then you need to change, right? In today's market, so many people are running these high ticket phone call funnels. It's not new. It's not unique. You sound and look like everyone else. And it's very easy for someone now. It's very common practice for people to be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to book a call and then I'll decide tomorrow whether I actually want to show up for it or not. And that's why right now, no-show rates for calls are higher than ever because people don't feel obliged or excited to show up to the call. They're happy to just book the call, decide later if they want to show up, and if they decide they don't want to, then they can just leave it. It doesn't really matter. Now, it's what they see after they book a call is becoming just as important as what they see before booking the call. You see, what most people do, they will spend 99% of their efforts crafting the VSL, crafting their ads, putting effort into their funnels. And they'll spend 1% of their time setting up some email reminders inside frigging Calendly being like, hey, your call starts in an hour. Or sending out an SMS reminder being like, hey, your call starts in 30 minutes. This is not enough, right? So we need to optimize the post-call booking sequence. Because here's the thing, when someone books a call with you and they land on that page, you will never have more of their attention than you have when they're on that page. Before they book a call, they're kind of listening to the VSL, they're kind of answering the questions inside the Calendly form, they've probably got YouTube playing on in the background, they're probably there's noise around them, whatever it is, right? They aren't really concentrating and they don't really care about you, but they're just booking in a call just in case they want to show up in a few days' time. But what people are really interested in is what the public can't see. And people are interested in what happens after they book a call. And that is where you have their attention. So don't waste it by having a pretty friggin' thank you message or just a 2-minute crappy video telling them to show up in a quiet place. Use that time when they're on that page to resell them on the opportunity. Use that time on the page to resell them on showing up for the call. So what we do, and it depends how you've got it set it up. If you've got a closer, then we have 2 videos. If you are closing for your own offer, then there's just one. Now, if you've got a closer, the page will look like this, and there's basically 2 videos. This is from the closer, and this is from you. Now, the first, if you do it by yourself, you're basically just combining these 2 videos into one video, right? Now, what we do is have the closer intro themselves. One of the reasons why people don't show up for calls is because they just feel like they're going to show up and they're just going to get sold to by some sleazy salesperson. One of the reasons why people don't buy on the call is because they don't trust the person they're speaking to. They might trust the guru, the coaching business owner, but they don't trust the salesperson. So what we do, we try and create trust and familiarity. I always get that word wrong. Familiarity with the salesperson. So we have a video with the salesperson on this page being like, hey, thanks for booking a call with me. Just wanted to intro myself. They explain a little bit about them, and then they can go into them boring details of like, make sure to show up, it's on a Zoom call, Zoom video call, quiet place, blah, 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 whatever, right? This video is just for the prospect to spend time with the salesperson, spend time virtually, of course. You're not actually going, spending time with them. That would be weird. But basically getting them to spend time with them before the sales call. So when they show up on that Zoom call, it's not like an awkward intro. It's not like, oh, who am I speaking to? They actually know who they're going to be speaking to. They've seen the face. They've heard them speak. They kind of know what their tone and personality is. So therefore, they are much more likely to show, and then therefore much more likely to buy because they've spent more time with the salesperson and there's more trust, right? So that's number one. That's the thing that you need to do. Then, this is the important part. Video number 2 is of you. And this is essentially a mini VSL. It's basically just reselling them on why this is such a great opportunity for them. It's not too dissimilar from the original VSL that they probably watched before booking in a call. But you can go on for a bit longer. You can go on for a bit deeper. You can show more testimonials. You can show more case studies. And you basically just resell them on why the opportunity is so great and why you have the greatest, opportunity for them out of all your competitors. This video should basically make them go, oh shit, this is exciting. I've never heard it framed like that before. I can't wait to get on the call, right? And these are the 2 things that you need to do in order to get more people to show up and get more qualified people to show up. Because again, for a lot of the time, we want to make it as easy as possible for the salesperson to close. The way we can make it easy for the salesperson to close is to warm the prospects up before they get on the phone. And this is how you do it. Don't just let them see a crappy, hey, thanks, congrats, you're booked piece of text on a web page. Indoctrinate them, make sure that they've watched this video, send them follow-up emails, sending them back to this page to watch this video in particular that resells them on the opportunity. And that's it. I guarantee if you are having issues with lead quality, then it's probably not too much of a lead quality issue. It is probably a marketing/funnel process issue, right? And those are 3 ways in which you can fix it. Or on the other hand, your sales team sucks, you probably need to fire them and you need to find better salespeople who don't bitch and moan about lead quality when their own performance is shite. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did like it, make sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon.